So, real quick on our warm-up. All right, subtract 2. 5x equals 50. Divide both sides by 5. X should equal 10. Number 2, subtract 4x. 2x plus 1 equals 21. Minus 1. 2x equals 20. Divided by 2. X equals 10 on this one also. Okay, and then on the third one, subtract 3x. 56 equals 8x plus 6x minus 8. 6x equals 48 divided by 6. X equals 8. Okay, so today, basically we're kind of practicing the stuff that we learned yesterday and a little bit of the stuff that we did last week. Now, before we actually answer these questions right here, I want to find the missing angles. It'll just speed this up a little bit. Okay, so I want to find the measurement of this angle. So from F to J, how many degrees would be right there?
180.
180. So what I'm going to do, just to start off, is I'm going to go ahead and go 180 minus 65 minus 63.
52.
That's what?
52.
Okay, so that's 52 right there. And then how many degrees would be in this whole side over here?
180.
This side's obviously 180 degrees. Okay, so for HJ, which that one's easy, what's the measurement of arc HJ?
63.
It's 63 degrees. Okay, now FGH. So FGH is from here to here. So it's going to be 65 and 52.
117.
Okay, which is 117 degrees. Okay, let's do the same thing here. Let's find these missing angles real quick. So first of all, how big would this angle be?
40.
Okay, 40. How do you know that?
Because vertical.
Good. Vertical angle's right here. Okay, how big is this angle right here?
90.
It's 90. Now from B to E is how many degrees?
180.
Is 180 because that's half of a circle. So I do 180 minus 90 minus 40.
50.
Okay. So this piece right here is 50. And then here, all right, from B to E going this way is how many degrees? 180 because that's half of a circle. And if that's 40, how big would this slice be?
140.
It's got to be 140 because 140 plus 40 adds up to 180. Okay, so the first one is CDE. So CDE is just 90 and 40 together, which is
130.
130. All right. And then BCD, so BCD, it's
140.
good, is going to be 50 and 90, which is 140. Alrighty. On this one, let's find the missing angles on this one first. So how big would this angle right here be?
30.
30, again, vertical angles. Okay, so how big would this, well, from N to Q is how many degrees? 180, half of a circle. So if that's 30, what would this be?
150.
That'd be 150, because 150 together with 30 adds up to 180. Then how big would this piece right here have to be?
45.
Okay, good, because again, from N to Q is 180, so we just do 180 minus 105, oops, 180 minus 105 minus 30, and that gives us 45 right here. Okay, so LMN, so LMN is going to be what? Yeah, because you just add those 45 and 30. That's going to be 75. Okay, and then L and P. So L to N first and then around to P. How are we going to do that one?
360 minus 135.
Okay, that'd be one way. 360 minus 135, or you could just add 45, 30, and 150, however you want to do it. And it's going to give you 225. Okay, down here in this circle graph, we have different types of graphs. And the way it's shown is in percentages, but I want to know how many degrees that slice would be. Okay? So this zoysia, or however you say that type of grass, is 20% of the whole circle. So we did this last week. If this is 20%, how am I going to find the number of degrees for this? Okay, how many total degrees are there in a circle? 360. So I'm going to go 360 times 20% as a decimal times 0.20. So 360 times 0.20 is what? It's 72 degrees. So this slice right here is 72 degrees. Okay, fescue is 8%, so we're going to go 360 times 0.08. I move decimal twice. Okay, 28.8 degrees. The Bermuda is going to be 360 times 0.07. 25 point what? 2 degrees. And then the centipede grass is going to be 360 times 0.65, 234. So if you were to go back and add those four numbers, what should they add up to?
360.
They better add up to 360 or we mess something up, and they do. Okay, stuff on the back is like what we did yesterday. So remember, whenever this chord is congruent to this chord, what do I know about this arc and this arc?
They're congruent.
They got to be congruent to each other. So I'm going to set those equal and solve for x first. So 3x plus 22 equals 4x. All right, so subtract 3x from both sides, and x equals 22. But this says find the measurement of arc QR. So I got to take that 22 and plug it back in right there. Bless you. 3 times 22 plus 22 is, what'd you say?
88.
88 degrees. All right, number 8. So on this one, they're showing that this angle is congruent to this angle. So if this angle is congruent to this angle, then that means that chord's going to have to be congruent to that chord. So we're just going to set those equals, solve for y, and then plug it back in. So we're going to have 2y plus, not 15, 2y plus 5 equals y plus 13. Subtract y on both sides. Y plus 5 equals 13 minus 5. Y equals 8. Now this says for GH. So I'm going to take that 8, plug it in right there.
21.
2 times 8 is 16, plus 5 is 21. All right, next one asks for the length of NP. So we did some problems like this yesterday, although we kind of were looking for a different part of it, but it's going to be the exact same process as what we did yesterday. Okay, so for circle L, how long is the full radius?
3.
It's 10, right? Because what they're meaning is from L to this point is 6 units, and then from here to M is 4. So the whole radius is 10, okay? Now, we're eventually going to be looking for the length of NP, this whole segment right here. But before I can get that, I need to find how long it is from here to here. That's the easiest way to do this.
Draw a line from L to N.
Good, so I'm going to draw the radius from L to N. Okay. And so how long would that line segment be that I just drew?
10.
10.
It's 10 units, yep. Okay. So if you notice what happens there, we just created a right triangle where the hypotenuse is 10, one leg is 6, and I'm looking for the other one. So in the Pythagorean Theorem, will I be adding or subtracting here? subtracting, since I know the longest side of the hypotenuse, I'm going to go 10 squared minus 6 squared.
8.
It gives me 8. Now that's from N to this point. So from that point to P is going to be 8 also. So how long is NP then?
16.
Is going to be 16. Because it's this 8 together with this 8. 8 plus 8 gives you 16. Okay, try that same thing on number 10. It's the exact same idea. Okay, so on number 10, how long is the radius?
17.
Is 17. So any radius that I draw is 17. So I'm just going to draw that one. That radius right there helps me out. So this side is 8. The hypotenuse is 17. And I'm looking for this side. So we're going to subtract 17 squared. Minus 8 squared. Square rooted is 15, which means this is 15, which means EF is 30. Because 15 plus 15 gives us a total of 30.